Hi, welcome back to another quick demonstration of the installation process involved in installing HP ArcSight Logger version 6. Without further ado, I'll actually crack on with the installation process and actually run you through the whole steps that are required as part of that. I'm actually doing this on an X Windows interface on my Linux VM that's running on my laptop here, but of course you can run it in console mode. You can actually run it as a fully scripted silent install as well. It's actually documented as part of the manual set, so just go through that, set it all up, run the install, and it'll have everything set and running. But what we wanted to do is actually illustrate how simple and easy the installation process is in doing this. So I'm just accepting the license terms. It's checking some prerequisites which I'm actually have already done, documented in the manual set accordingly. Set an installation folder that we want to have. Press OK to that. It's checking the installation disk space that is sufficient, and we've got to give it a license file, which I already have. So as long as you have the license file, it should be good to go as part of the installation process. So it's in there, and there's my license file. And go on there. You may have noticed that as part of that process, I am logged in as a root user, which is obviously not recommended as part of this process. Strongly recommend that you install and make use of a non-privileged user, which it will actually check for in a minute as part of this process. So we're actually just going ahead, extracting all the relevant files. It'll install the Java runtime environment, so there's no additional setup or install required for that. It's just everything included, ready to go without anything extra as part of that process. So there we go, it's popped up and asked me about the non-privileged user. So in this case, I'm actually going to run it as the ArcSight user, which is already set up, so I need to make sure that's run. And then, of course, we can set it up on a port number and to run it as a service, which we want to do. You can set a different region and location and countries for running this, but actually I'm just going to run with the US settings, and click Next, and it goes away and carries out the install. Now, I will actually speed up this section just to show, but it's actually not doing anything. We're initializing everything, unpacking it, copying it to the relevant folders, setting up all the database structure and format, and actually doing the pre-configuration process. The configuration steps will actually be in a second, but at the moment it's actually just going to go ahead and initialize everything and get the services up and running. So there we go, it's done the initial setup steps. So now we need to do the final configuration. So again, I will speed this bit up and let it complete. And here we go, it's actually finished doing the installation process, so we'll just click done, and we get a URL for access, so we can just quickly access that one. There was some testing I did earlier, so let's connect to it, and hey presto, we got a new certificate. We do recommend actually you set up a correct certificate for this. This is just a self-signed one, so you should set that up correctly. Make sure you have that one. We log in using the default username and password, which is in the manuals, and hey presto, it's there. The important thing here is actually we've actually set up a connector to send automatically to this brand new installation. No smoke and mirrors, nothing unusual, nothing set up on this one in advance. Actually, it's just set to run, feed log data to it, it's receiving automatically, it's automatically processing all that data, and we can see there's a whole lot of stuff from lots of different systems as we're feeding it in. No additional setup, nothing needed, everything's in and running, and that's the important aspect. So shows how simple the installation process is of Logger 6.0. So thank you very much for your time.